Procrastination, the evil monkey that eats up all of your time when you try to get things done. Don't we all hate him? How you desperately try to escape from his clutches. But wait, there is a way you can fix your procrastination problem. But to do that, we will have to dive deep into the science of procrastination. Come and follow me for a ride into the deep depths of procrastination, where I will explain to you what it is, why we do it, and how to fix it. So, what is procrastination? To define that, I will refer to this Greek word, akrasia, that defines procrastination perfectly. Akrasia is defined as the state of acting against your better judgment. To break that down, it means when you do one thing even though you know you should do something else. One thing that procrastination is not, however, is weakness and laziness. Laziness is alternatively people who don't do anything and don't care. Procrastinators, on the other hand, want to do something, but they just can't bring themselves to do it. Procrastination is a failure of self-regulation, a voluntary delay of some important tasks we intend to do, despite knowing that our suffering is the result, an ability to manage emotions, and much, much more. Oh, and it's also the evil monkey. Procrastination is not a problem with time management. It's the fact that procrastinators just can't bring themselves to do it, despite knowing what harm they're inflicting. It occurs when people have a negative feeling about the task, so they open up a video game to get rid of the negative feeling. The thing is, our brains will perceive the task as a genuine threat to our well-being, so their only thought is to get it away from the present moment. Get it? Thought? Brain? No? Okay. Another way of thinking of procrastinating is thinking of ourselves in the future and ourselves in the present as two different beings, kind of like thinking in the fourth dimension. When we set goals and intention to do something, we are making a plan for our future self. Our future self tends to value long-term benefits and thinks about our future self. Get it? Future self? No? Okay, I think I'll stop. When it comes time to execute, it's the present self's responsibility. On the other hand, our present self enjoys instant gratification and certainly does not think in the long run. Only our present self can do what we want to do. And if our present self doesn't see it as instant gratification, we won't want to do it. To break that down, our brain values long-term benefits when they are in the future, but values immediate gratification when it comes to the present moment. So when it's the day before the deadline, the future consequences turn into present consequences, and it becomes much more painful to not do the task than to do it. So we do it. Another big factor of procrastination is because it gives us a reward, which our brain loves. It gives us a brief respite from the negative emotions we are feeling by diving into a video game or scrolling social media. If we get a reward, we will want to do it again. Procrastination is a deadly feedback cycle that causes us to do it over and over again. Unlike other things, we don't learn from the consequences of procrastination. A few other smaller factors of procrastination are that we have too much freedom, so our priorities are lost in the muck. We don't realize that life is in fact finite. We don't have the correct type of motivation, and more. So now, knowing all this, how can we prevent procrastination? One big thing that I think is important for everyone to know is that once you begin, it's less painful to keep working. So you have to make it as easy as possible for the present self to get started, and trust that the motivation and momentum will come after we begin. Another big thing that I think is important for everyone to know is the difference between extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation can be described with a stick. and intrinsic motivation can be described with a carrot. The reason why extrinsic motivation is bad is because when you are threatened with a consequence, you will not like to do the thing. And when you don't want to do the thing, then you are unhappy. Instead, you need intrinsic motivation, which is when you have a genuine passion and you see value in the said thing. You will need to reframe the way in which you see the task. Instead of saying, if I don't complete so-and-so, I can't do so-and-so. Say, if I complete so-and-so, I can do so-and-so. This way, your brain will not perceive the task as a genuine threat. A few other smaller tips that I have is making the reward of taking action more immediate, which can be done by doing something that is helpful in the long term paired with something that satisfies your need for instant gratification. Another one is only doing something you love, let's say watching a TV show, while doing something you procrastinate on, let's say exercising. You can also make the consequences of procrastination more immediate with accountability. Design your future actions with a commitment device so you will do what you want to do and make the task more achievable. There are many more tips than this out there, and I will list all the tips that I got from my research that I didn't mention in the video in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Go check out my blog where I post daily about similar topics, which is linked in the description below. And check out my personal website if you want to learn a bit more about me, also linked in the description below. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!